What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Houston Productions video. I'm your host Lucas to bring you another review / reaction video, and today we are talking about none other than the written and directed Parker Finn film Smile. But before we can get into that, guys, I need you to do a few things for me. If you're new around here, go ahead and, hop down below, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that bell notification as well. It'll keep you notified of all of our future and upcoming videos. And if you're not new, go ahead and hit a like. Go ahead and drop one of them down below too. And then go ahead and drop a comment letting me know what your favorite horror movie of all time is. Let me know if it's one of those classics, if it's something new. I would love to hear you guys, and who knows, possibly I may do a reaction video on it. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into, is Parker Finn's written and directed movie Smile worth a watch? Alright guys, so jumping right in, like normal, no spoilers. I will not be ruining any of those big plot lines, story points, any of the twists, turns, or anything, because this is a true horror movie, and the less you know going in, the more enjoyment you're going to have in it. So this is completely spoiler-free. I will only be discussing things that we may have seen in the trailer. So if that is a turn-off for you, this is not your video. But if you were here because you want a spoiler-free opinion video and review on Smile, this is your video. So, jumping right into it. What is Smile? Smile follows our main character of Sosie Bacon, who is named Rose, a psychiatrist who is overworked. She is kind of feeling a little run down, and it's mostly because she truly likes to help people. However, she is also suffering from a lot of trauma from her past, more specifically her childhood involving her mother. Now, that's going to become very relevant because it is an underlying theme here, and that's about all I'm going to say on that because, like I said, less you know, more you're going to enjoy it. However, as she is overworked and run down, she decides that she's going to see this particular patient who was brought in on an emergency because she happens to work as a psychiatrist in a psychiatric ward. This particular patient comes in and is very distraught and disturbed after witnessing a suicide. She says that this thing is following her and it doesn't look normal. It almost wears people as masks. In other words, it only smiles. It manipulates her, it tells her things, it shows her things, and it makes her hear and do things that she normally wouldn't do, eventually leading to her suicide in front of this psychiatrist. Now, that is how this thing is transferred. That is the entire premise of the movie. It is transferred through trauma, as they say. Now, that's about all the plot I'm going to give you because, like I said, horror, thriller movie, less you know, more you're going to enjoy. Now let's talk about the good things. Overall, what a great concept. This had plenty of jump scares. It had the traditional horror tropes, the music, the heartbeat, the deep breaths, the slow breathing. All those kinds of things exist here. So if you were looking for a classic type of horror thriller movie, this is a good one. Now, there are a couple little critiques that I had. I felt like some of these scenes may have gone on for just a little too long, and I'm talking like 5 to 10 seconds too long. They have a great scare, they have a great moment, and they tend to linger on it just a touch too long, in my opinion, and it kind of drew me out of it just every once in a while. And it didn't happen just 1 or 2 times. It happened with the majority of the jump scares I was finding. Now, as far as the storyline itself, very interesting. It's an original concept. If you could call it an original concept. It's very much like It Follows, which was a great indie kind of horror movie. Definitely check that one out if you haven't seen it before. And it was a kind of retelling of something along those lines, kind of like an affection. This demon is like, passed on from one person to another through a particular act. And It Follows, it was sex, and this, it is the trauma, the suicide. Overall, beautifully shot, great use of lighting, good character choices. Sosie Bacon actually just kills it in this role. She basically carries this entire film on her back, and she does so well. I'm actually going to keep my eye out for her. I think that she's definitely an actress to anticipate some good work coming from. In general, this movie is well worth the watch. It's a great horror popcorn flick if you can kind of dumb down some of the things that are the obvious horror tropes. No need to go over all of those. But if you can look past those, and in fact, as someone who typically enjoys those, I think this movie is very effective. And what an interesting idea, taking something so simple that everybody does all the time. In fact, they actually show a bunch of pictures of just like random advertisements and just like how normal it is to smile. And so I think that was a very good use of the camera and the way it shifted into movements. Now, they did have this weird transitional thing that they were doing for a few scenes that also kind of took me out. Where we, black out the screen and then we come back and it's upside down and we rotate around. And I get that that is supposed to be disorienting and for you to literally and metaphorically not really know the way out, the way up, whatever you want to call it. it just really didn't fit the certain scenes that they did them on. It didn't feel like it was used in the proper way. Other than that, soundtrack was good, acting was good by main and supporting characters. I think that in general, this is well worth the watch, guys. If you're looking for a great Halloween movie and you're looking for something to grab a Coke, grab a popcorn, grab a blanket possibly, recline in one of those nice leather seats, and head to the theaters. This would be really good to see in the theaters. Yes, I do believe that this movie is worth a watch. So yes, I can recommend Smile to you guys. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to another Houston Productions video. I'm your host, Lucas, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, happy watching, and don't forget to